Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, ladies and gentle dudes, and children of all ages, this is Daniel J. Harris, the Supigato. But today I am not doing my weekly radio show, the Supigato Show, because I am here where everyone else is listening to the fabulous Tim Janako doing his twice-a-week healing call-in show from Time Without Beginning. I don't know what this cat Tim does in a show, but after listening in twice a week, I finally feel like I can relax and enjoy life for a change. As you all probably know by now, if you've been tuning in and turning on for a while, Tim Janako is more than just an energy healer, currently stationed in a remote location in northern Japan. He's also a visionary writer of 4 books, a singer-songwriter currently working on his 4th music CD, in Italy and France. Damn, talk about an infinite being. He's here usually twice a week to remind us all that we are all infinite beings. So what if your life didn't have to be as shitty as you thought it would be? What if a change is really possible in all the areas you thought you'd given up on? Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to fasten my seatbelt and get ready for another crazy ride, because here is the star of the show now, Tim Janako. He is ready to redefine our realities. Take it away, Timmy.
Every single time that you run away, you'll realize that you've run to the same place you thought you left behind. Where you running now, my friend? Don't you realize? Though you've run away, you haven't changed a single thing inside. Where you running now, my friend? Don't you realize? It's all up to you. Everything you think and do, you control your destiny.
Since anything we say in this reality can and may be used against us,
This show is not brought to you by
Clear Channel,
Voice of the Americas, Rupert Murdoch,
Disney, Time Warner,
ABC, CBS, NBC,
or any other on or off planet senders or spinner of
mediocrity,
or Mediacracy.
nothing on this program is either endorsed, approved, nor understood by the
AMA, FCC, FDA, CPC, DOA, FBI, CIA, or any other acronym created by terrorists, and nothing said or done on this call is in any way an attempt to cure,
Treat or remedy any known or unknown perceived or unperceived sickness,
disease, or vice. And none of the views expressed on this show by the host, guests, or callers necessarily represent the views
of Blog Talk Radio. From Time Without Beginning, Mama Ganja, Major Tim,
Bija for President, or any other organization known or unknown on planet Earth or anywhere else in the multiverse.
being hyperlocal and hypertemporal, infinite beings that are all
fully maladjusted to this reality. If you or any of your relatives and or friends
and or all three happen to notice
any spontaneous healing on this call or after this call,
or if any of your previous so-called enemies call you out of the blue
to tell you that they love you, as so many often do, we quasi-fictitious entities on a quasi-reality cannot claim any part of the co-creation of that miracle and or the miracle called life that you alone are choosing to be. If you are wise enough to be choosing to call into this alternative to the insanity of reality called From Time Without Beginning, aka Ganja.
Okay, ladies and gentle dudes, we have a lot of people holding, and one of these calls holding is the guest of our show, and I think I know who it is, so I'm going to pick up on her moment. We have Sharon Blauer back with us. She was on our show maybe a year and a half ago or so, but that time she was somewhere in the east coast of the United States, so she was calling in from there, which was much easier than she's calling in, I guess, from in Cairo, Egypt, and so she might be dropping in or out on the call, but I see a call from international, so I think that's her. I'll be taking her once I introduce a little more here. She has a whole lot of stuff I can be telling about her, so I might as well just get her to introduce herself because you already read all this stuff. I'm calling from Skype. Yes. Oh, okay, then that makes, yeah. So let me see if this is her. Okay, so if this person, say your name if you're Sharon.
My name is Sharon.
Yes, it is Sharon. Okay. So I was going to introduce you, but I'm trying to read your messages and get all these things going on. So why don't you just give yourself a self-introduction because I don't want to play the introduction.
I'm sure you wouldn't. But, well, I am a medium. I am a psychic. I am a medical clairsentient, a hypnotherapist. I train people in aura reading, in Reiki, in all kinds of stuff, and travel the world, and try not to take life too seriously while helping people with serious conditions. Any questions?
I'm glad you don't take life serious because I don't either. So we call this the only that I know of comedy healing show on the planet. So actually anywhere in the multiverse. So I believe in enjoying life in all of its many facets, and healing can be a very enjoyable, funny experience, especially when you call into our show. So you went to the real McCoy in England, which Harry Potter is just a joke of. You went to the real one, which was Arthur Finlay's college, and
exactly.
Did you have a wand, or did you have a broom? Did you ride on a broom? No, I'm joking.
Oh, that was an extra fee, and also, packing it, putting it on the plane was going to be a bit of a pain, so no.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome place, and it does have the nickname of Hogwarts. And interestingly, one of my relatives is there right now. I convinced her to go, and she's really happy there. So people who are into psychic development, mediumistic development, that's sort of the Harvard mediumship school.
Well, I didn't even know that existed. Well, I didn't even know I was a magician until I had all these health problems, and I realized the only way I can get over them is to become an energy healer. And then when I started becoming an energy healer and started doing my radio show about 3 or 4 years ago, I started realizing that I was an energy healer in many lifetimes, but I didn't know it. And I'd actually been doing energy. Yeah, I'd been doing energy healing for many years, and I didn't know what I was doing because I was just yawning, and that was one of my main healing modalities for 40 years, just yawning. And I would yawn like crazy.
That was one of my main healing modalities in college, actually.
Yeah, me too. And my college professors used to get mad at me, and my high school teachers used to get mad at me, and I didn't know that was my greatest healing modality. Now I do it all the time, and I yawn, and it's great. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you want, we can just start up taking some calls, or we can talk a little more before we do that, whatever you'd like.
We can. Well, just before we open up the lines, I mean, obviously there's a few things going on. Obviously, next week is Valentine's Day, so there may be questions relating to relationships and so on. And also, I've been seeing a hell of a lot of people posting things, talking about, narcissism and empaths and the attraction between the two and the dysfunction between the two. So, it may be a timely subject to explore. But I'm happy to go with the flow as well.
Cool. I'm open to anything because I don't follow any rules. And actually, if there were any rules, I'd break them. So I think we should just take a call and then we can talk more in between each call. So let's see. Tell me starting with a 6, 4, 8, 3, or 7. Which one do you prefer?
Give me a 7.
A 7. Okay, good. So in the 7, they didn't raise their hand, but I'm going to imagine they're going to raise their hand anyway. So but if the person in the 7 area code wants to be helped, 727 area code, say your name. If you don't, we'll take another caller. We'll go with someone else.
Hi, maybe Janice.
Oh, Janice, good. Okay, cool. I'm glad Janice, she called on you because, okay, so you can talk to, I'm gonna mute myself and you two talk, and I'll just jump in when I feel I need to jump in. So Janice, this is Sharon, and Sharon, this is Janice, and have fun.
Hey, Janice.
Hi, Sharon. I've been having a very severe case of parasites, and they're in my brain, and lots of pain associated with it. And I don't know if you can help me, but there it is.
Yeah, I hear you. Actually, the thing is, I'm picking up that your energy field is quite open.
Okay.
So I'd really want you to do some stuff to protect yourself.
Okay.
There's something that I learned from the Long Island mediums teacher called the mirror belt technique, and where you just visualize a belt around your waist, sort of like a corset. It's all the way from the solar plexus down below the navel, and you just imagine that it has a mirror surface, and literally what it does is any energy that's inappropriate for you, that's not healthy for you, gets reflected back either to its origin or down into the earth to be recycled, which is, I guess, the more humane thing. And you can imagine little pinholes in it as well, so that, the good stuff continues to come your way, but the icky stuff stays away. It feels like you're a little bit of an energetic sponge, so I think you should be practicing something like that. You can try it now, and I'll see how well you're doing. Let me see. So you practice that, and I'm just going to have a look at you. Yeah, you're very open in the solar plexus and the third eye area. So I would extend that exercise to cover your third eye area as well. So you can imagine, again, like a mirror bandana, same approach, right? Let it reflect back out anything that's not appropriate for you. There we go. That's already starting to shift something. Yeah, I think you'll find that if you practice these things, it'll really help you in the long term.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Janice, thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you. So when I get answers on the healing call, I don't know where they're coming from because I get like these downloads, but I don't see pictures.
Sure.
I just kind of like get a whole sentence and I kind of spit it out, and I swear like I'm talking in tongues sometimes on the show because I have to go back and listen to it. Did I really say that? And I say amazing things, but I don't know where it came from. Like I wrote 60-something songs and I don't know where they came from either, and I'm just starting to, as I record all my songs, I listen to them, I'm like, wow. Some of these songs, like, these are messages from somewhere, and it's the same when I talk on the show. But, yeah, and actually, that's funny because I have the book right next to me. It's called Billy's Back, which is the memoirs of Billy Shear, who was supposedly the guy who took over Paul McCartney's role when Paul McCartney died in '66. But we won't go into that right now. But yeah, so what do you see? When you look at her, do you see actual visual, or do you just get a message in your head?
Well, when I'm looking at somebody like that, I go into sort of clairsentient mode, where I'm literally tuning into her and I'm feeling her and I'm checking out her auric field. In her case, again, I saw right away that there were little holes, if you will, energetic holes in her system. So I was checking to see where they were, how we can address them. And as she was doing the exercises, I was seeing, was it effective, was it not effective, was it the wrong spot? So as soon as she got up to the head area, right away I could see, or the third eye area, right away I could see that there was a shift. There we go.
That's your side of the phone, huh? A loud line. Are you hanging out at someone's house?
This is Cairo. Everything is within earshot. Unfortunately, it's
cool.
not.
I've never been to.
Quite.
I've never been to Egypt. What's Egypt like right now?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know what's going on in the news. There's been a lot of stuff with the revolution, with crackdowns, with IS members being recruited, et cetera, and so a lot of people are afraid of coming, and so on and so forth. But there's something very womb-like about Egypt, something very warm and welcoming, and whenever I land here, I literally feel like I'm being welcomed back as opposed to just being a tourist. And of course, I know I've had past lives here. I've had very vivid recollections, especially in Upper Egypt. So that's, I'm sure, part of the reason. And most of the days it's sunny, so you can't argue with that. I'm from Montreal originally, and it goes to around -30 this time of year, so it also makes Egypt rather endearing to me, I must say.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I've been 11 years now, or 12 years almost in Japan, and the winter just kills me. And my goal is to move. Well, I don't want to say goal because that means jail. My desire and requirement is to move to Honolulu. My wife and I finally decided we're going to move to Honolulu. So,
yeah, I was there. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only been there once when I was like 13. So what do you see for me in the healing show and me going to Honolulu, and what do you think I should do to finally get out of Japan? And I first looked at England, and then I...
Actually, you first looked at England and what? Because actually England doesn't seem so bad for you.
I know. My music, I think, is really good. My music feels drawn towards England because all my favorite singer-songwriters are English.
I would actually direct you more towards England than to Honolulu. Honolulu feels like it's going to be a challenge for you, to be honest, at least in the short term, at least for the time being.
Okay. So I'm trying. I've been trying everything for 12 years to get out of Japan, and I just feel like there's something preventing me from breaking through. And I've been applying for jobs, and they say, well, you have to be in Honolulu to get the job, and I say, well, I can't show up there until I know I have a job, So
exactly, it's a vicious cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, and same with England. I've been trying to send my records to my CDs to major labels and minor labels, and I haven't got any. I got one offer for a record deal in somewhere in Europe, like Holland, I think it is, but I don't think the record deal's it's really worth going for. It's a really small label, and they're not really gonna. Yeah, I think it's Holland. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not right for you.
No, I don't feel it either. And I applied for a couple of jobs in England, and I didn't get any response. But so, what do you think is a step for me? You see, for me trying to get to England, or what should I do? Just go there and just hope I survive? I definitely think you should actually
you don't have to go there, pack all your bags, et cetera, but you should go there just, as a tourist per se, and make those connections, see the place, decide where you'd actually want to be, and meet the right people, and then you can, look towards, packing your bags long term.
Yeah.
So you need to make that connection first.
Yeah. I think I was there in the 1600s, if I'm who I think I was. Anyway, let's go to another caller. Is it a 6, a 3, or a 4? Or an 8? 4. Okay, the person with a 417 area code, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tim. This is Tony from Missouri in the United States.
Tony. Yes.
Hey, Tony.
Hi.
How can I help you?
Well, as I've been listening to the show, and Tim, I'm sure remembers, I've had some issues with my feet, with in the bottom front half of my foot, like the ball forward. I've been having tingling and numbness for months, and Tim and I have done some work, and it's came down. It's probably at about a 3 on a scale of 0 to 10. But
awesome.
As the call's been going on, something occurred to me that I've never mentioned to Tim is there's a relationship in my life with a gentleman who we live a few states away, so several hours, like 7 hours away, and the relationship hasn't developed, but we are just like the most incredible best friends. And I don't know if I've got some kind of something there that's blocking or causing an issue, but I just thought I would throw that out and see what you find.
So you mean this relationship or this connection having some sort of correlation with the foot issue?
Yeah, it just crossed my mind. I wondered if it could. I don't know. But the deal with my feet is it started within a few weeks after I started intensive ballroom dancing. I dance a lot of hours a week, and the numbness and tingling has never went away since it started. Even when I sleep, when I'm rested, it's always there.
Right. No, but it seems to be traveling up the nervous system area, like around the spine. It feels like there's a spinal origin. Have you had like an MRI? Have you looked into it?
No, I haven't. I've had MRIs before. I have had back problems in the past, and have been. I've done work with Tim before. It's been, probably a year or so since I've had any back issues, and usually I can treat those energetically and remove trapped emotions and stuff. But I haven't had any symptoms in my back, but it's just the feet. But it could be some misalignment somewhere I'm missing.
Let's have a look. Can I just ask you your relationship with your mom? What it's like?
I mean, there's a relationship, but it's always been a little dysfunctional. I grew up in a very dysfunctional home. She's a very much a codependent, and so anyway, I mean, it's okay. There's not any strain in it, the relationship, but it's it's kind of a surfacey relationship. It doesn't ever go very deep. She can't handle.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It feels like it's bringing up a sort of depressive energy in you when you talk about it, and that's affecting you in your chest area, your throat, and as well as the root. And the root part is affecting the foot.
Wow.
So I suspect that resolving or helping to heal that relationship would help to heal that foot, actually.
Well, I mean, it's in the relationship's in a greatly better place than it's ever been.
Excellent.
But like I said, it's just a surfacey relationship. I'm not sure what I could do to heal it anymore.
But that's it. It feels like there's still a bit of an eggshell walk going on there.
Yeah. It kind of is that way, If I try to share much that's very deep or important to me, she can't handle it. So I don't go there.
Yeah. And it's too bad because there's a part of her that's really reaching out for something more profound in terms of connection, in terms of reaching out. It's just she has fear in her system. She has conditioning. But she's wanting it.
Really? Well, then I need to be seeking that. I wasn't aware.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, for example, if you do something like EFT, there's something called surrogate tapping, where you can be literally tapping on her in her absence to help her clear those issues, or you can work energetically. But I found some miraculous things took place with surrogate tapping. I did it recently with the father of a client of mine, and he was very belligerent, very cold, very unapproachable. And literally, she called me a few days after we did the tapping to say that she met up with him, and he was a different person. He was, more open. He was apologetic. He was like, "Who is this man, and what has he done with my father?"
Well, where could I find more about? I've done a little bit of EFT on myself, but very little. I don't know a great deal, but where could I find out how to do surrogate EFT?
Well, you can find a lot of videos on EFT online. There's a good colleague and friend of mine, Karen Davidson, and she has her site is howtotap.com or learntotap.com. I can't remember, one of the two. I think it's How to Tap. And so you can get a lot from that. Yes, it is
How to Tap, yes.
How to Tap, there you go.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can learn a lot from her, and I think she teaches online as well as live. So I'd start there.
Okay. So that's affecting my feet, though.
Definitely. It's an old wound, and it's an old issue in the chest as well as the root chakra area. There's a definite correlation there. If we had the hour together, I would work through it with you. It's at least you have homework right now. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Tony. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let me give out Sharon's, in case you don't see the link here. Sharon's website is Sharon's Alternatives, SHARONS Alternatives, ALTERNATIVES.com, Sharon'sAlternatives.com. And I actually met Sharon through Karin Davidson, the howtotap.com. And Karin's been on my show twice now. So you've been on twice. I've been on Karin's show once. Hopefully she was going to put me on her show again, but I haven't heard from her about that. But anyway, she has a really good blog talk radio show too, but she doesn't do it as often, I think, anymore. She's too busy.
Yeah, she's very busy.
So Karin and I used to do about once a week, at least a half hour on each other. We used to trade out all the time. We stopped doing that for a while. We both got so busy. But I enjoyed that. She's really great. And one other thing I want to say for Tony is because Tony does also healing. She does emotion code or body code too. So you can do body code on your mom too. I know myself and Karin has the same feeling that a lot of people say you shouldn't do healing on other people without their permission, but one of my main healing modalities is chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. I've been doing that since I was a baby. And I chant Nam-myoho Renge-kyo for everyone around the world, so I don't ask for their permission to pray for them, and I don't ask, So what do you feel about that, getting people's permission, and do you think it's always necessary to work on other people?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, I was sort of in the camp of, don't help others unless they ask for it, and I certainly, typically go by that rule. However, I heard that question being posed to Gary Craig, who developed EFT, and he was asked, can I work on somebody even if they haven't given permission or they don't know that I'm going to work on them? And his answer basically was, do you ever ask somebody before you send them really mean, nasty, angry, vengeful energy?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So why not send them good stuff?
Exactly. And what I do and what some of my colleagues do is we basically say, well, let's say it's energetic. I tune in and I see, is it allowed or is it not allowed? But basically what you can do is say, if it's not meant for them or if they're not open to it, let the energy or the healing or whatever it is go where it's needed, to whoever it's needed,
Yeah.
So on a soul level, they won't get it if they really don't want it.
Yeah. For me, I'm married to someone I have to work on pretty regularly. Otherwise, we almost got a divorce many times, and we're coming up this month on our 5-year anniversary of our marriage, and we almost got a divorce last month. And if I didn't work on my wife, I think I would kill her or she would kill me. So I have to, even though she doesn't. I used to get her permission because she used to let me do it, but she doesn't believe anything I do is going to help her because she doesn't believe she needs any help because she believes she's perfect and I'm the terrible one. So I just do work on her because I couldn't survive living with her if I didn't do work on her. So I don't ask her for her permission anymore. But.
There you go. and happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thank you. I love my wife. It's just that she's just a very difficult person. And her parents said she would probably never get married. They were shocked when I came over and I said, can I marry her? Because in Japan we have to ask the parents. And I was 41. Oh. No, I was 40 and she was 39, and I had to go ask her parents. And they said, yeah, but they gave me a bunch of like questions and stuff like, am I really prepared for this major thing with their daughter because she's a really difficult person. Anyway, that's enough of my life.
Yeah, but, you know, there's something that draws you together, right? It's that whole soulmate thing, right? You know, somebody's got to press your buttons and be your mirror and so on.
But I can say for the 5 years I've been with her, I've grown a lot, and I couldn't have grown so much without that, and I appreciate that. So anyway, should we go with one more caller, or do you want to take a break, or do you want to...
No, we can take another call. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. After this call, we're going to take a little music break because I want to introduce everyone to my newest 6th song on my CD after this call. So you want to go with a...
Awesome.
What do we got? We got a 3, we got a 6, and we got an 8.
Give me the 6.
Give me the 6. Okay, this one... I believe it's in Texas. She used to be in Orange County, and I believe, I can't remember her name now. Who's in the 619 area code? Oh, no, 619
Karen.
is San Diego. Karen.
Karen.
Oh, Karen. Wow, you have a San Diego number.
Me.
It's you.
I know. It's me.
Yay. Okay, Karen. Sharon to Karen. I'm gonna let you guys have a party. I'm gonna mute myself.
All right. How you doing?
Hi. Good.
Hello.
This is great.
Yeah. So how can I help you today?
Well, knee and back issues, but I'm open to anything that you see.
All right. Well, how is your breathing?
My breathing? I don't know. I'm upright.
Upright is good. Inhaling and exhaling is good too. It just feels like there's a bit of a block in that area, that part of your body as well. So I was trying to tune into your back and knees, and all of a sudden I was gone to your chest. So I just thought I'd bring that up.
Okay.
So let's see. So what are you feeling right now in the knees and back? Maybe I can do some spot healing right now.
The lower back is an old injury, 50 years, and it's just been not being really a happy camper lately. And my knees, I have a partial and a total.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. All right, are you okay if I do a bit of energy work on you?
Absolutely.
All right, super. So I'm going to be a bit boring. I need to be quiet, but I will send some energy your way. So just all I want you to do is take some nice deep cleansing breaths. And actually what I'll do is I'm going to open this up to the other people who are online. Anybody who has any physical pains right now, who are open to it, just open up the energy field to receive. And I will work on all of you guys. But I'm going to put myself on mute, and I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay, so taking deep breaths and being as relaxed as you can be. And here we go.
Just so you guys know, we're still here. Don't worry. She's doing some energy work. Just everyone's okay. I hope she doesn't forget that she's on mute. So everyone just breathe along with us because she's going to be back and she's doing work on all of us.
Yep.
There she is.
All right. All right, so how's it going?
I'm still here.
Okay, good. How's the back feeling?
I think there's some release, and I could feel some, I don't know, tingly wingling in the left knee. I mean, it still feels fat, inside fat.
I hear you. Yeah. Again, if we had the hours together, we could do a lot more. I'm trying my best with the time that we have, but good. So that energy will continue to work. There's also something going on in your throat chakra. Issues of communication. Feeling like you sort of hold yourself back. And, obviously that's not the case right now because you're talking live on a call-in show. But it feels like there's been a theme in the past of not speaking up.
Yes, that's true.
And that's one of the things that's impacting the root chakra. It's impacting the flow in the back. It's really about holding your space, holding your ground. Knowing what's right. Like it's like a feeling like you know what's right and wrong, but there's a reluctance to speak out about it. And just to realize that there's more than one way to speak out about it. There's the direction of action. There's the direction of writing. There's the direction of speech, obviously, among many other things. So standing your ground can take many forms. So you may want to sort of explore what you feel comfortable with, because it feels like one of the big themes of this lifetime for you is about communication and trusting yourself and knowing when you're right and speaking up as a result. Okay.
Do you see anything business-wise? I've just started doing emotion code, body code work.
Okay. So the question is you doing professional work in body code?
I have been in business. I've been really busy, and so I don't want any blocks to that.
Well, that's the thing. When you talk, I feel a sense of what's the word? Not self-doubt, but second guessing yourself, or
Yes, there you go. You hit it.
And that's it. And it's a bit of an old theme, but actually part of the gift of that for you is that you actually can branch out even further than what you're doing. And that's sort of like what. Yeah, and so I would encourage you to look into that, like, for example, hypnosis or like it's something else to include, and even other clientele, other niches to look into. It feels like you have a creative side to you, and you can really, figure out, why don't I try this, why don't I try that, or explore this, like really go on a nice brainstorming session. And use your intuition as guide to see what to follow up on, because you do have some great ideas. It's just, again, there can be a bit of a reluctance. And again, as a reminder, that second guessing isn't always second guessing. It's really the inner voice saying we can do more.
Okay.
Make sense?
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. I'll probably talk to you again soon.
Super. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. Mr. Tim? Well. All righty. So while we're waiting for Tim to come back, again, just this issue of Valentine's Day coming up. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
He's back.
I was talking, but no one heard me because I was on mute.
Like ironies. You were accusing me of the same before. So Valentine's Day was interesting. I attended a workshop recently, and so the facilitator asked people, what are the secrets to a successful relationship? And of course, people came up with great ideas like communication, compatibility, blah blah blah. All very good answers, all very relevant answers. And then he finally wrote down his answer, one of the 4 answers he had, which was know what you want. And very often we go into relationships not really knowing what we want or thinking we know what we want. And then we don't speak up about it, or we don't address those needs, or we let somebody walk all over us, or we let ourselves get into a relationship with somebody totally incompatible just because either we're lonely or, for whatever reason. So, in terms of developing intuition, it's really, part of intuition is trusting your gut, and part of really fine-tuning your intuition is listening to yourself, listening to the signs, the signals, etc. And so I just want to remind people out there, again, we're a week away from Valentine's Day, know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, get to know yourself. And developing your intuition is a great way to know your true self, because we've been so conditioned, by our parents, by society, by our teachers, by our colleagues and friends, our spouses, to who they think we are. So okay, I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, that's cool. So what I was going to do, what I was saying when no one heard me because I was on mute, I didn't know, I was going to just take a little breather. We're going to just play a few minutes of my newest song because I just released it this week. And then I'll play the whole song at the end of the show because it's a long song. It's a 6+ minute song. So I'm just going to play a little bit right now just to let us all take a little breather. And then we'll come back. We'll maybe take one more call or so. So just so you can get a drink and relax and listen to the beginning of the song. It's called Believe in Yourself. It also has a subtitle, but I won't tell you what the subtitle was because we're getting rid of the subtitle in the name. So we'll take a little breather, both of us, and we'll hear a little bit of my new song. And I'll be right back with you guys. 1 second. Here we go. You can blame it on Julius Caesar. You can call him Jesus Christ. You can give your life away, but then who the hell was crucified? Do you think you're a bodhisattva? Do you think you're a Buddha boy? Could you be something so much better if you stop negating what you can't destroy? If you can't believe in anyone, believe in yourself. You can choose to be happy without anyone else. Take a chance to breathe and let it out. Oh.
Claus. If you want, call him Minnie Mouse. You can call it anything, but are you really separate now? Do you need those pearly gates? Must you keep your sacred cow to take away all your shame and blame that you know you can live without? If you think you're better off, please create an enemy. You can call him Lucifer, but we don't need your Christmas tree. If you can't believe in anyone, believe in yourself. You can choose to be happy without anyone else. If you can't believe in anyone, believe in yourself. Take a chance to breathe and let it out. Okay, that's only half of the song, so we're going to play the full song at the end. Let me go back and find where I left Sharon off here. Now she took a little break. So Sharon, that's my newest song on my new CD.
Beautiful.
It's going to be a 13-plus song CD, and the guy who's doing it all is in, where is he? In Madrid. No, Milan. Why am I saying Madrid? He's in Milan. So I went there for 8 days in the summer, and I recorded all the vocal parts and all the scratch background tracks. But that's my piano track and my saxophone track on that one. And he's doing all the bass and the guitar and everything else, string sections and stuff. So it's going to be out soon. Kind of a little, just thought of believe in yourself. A good one for Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
very timely.
I forgot we have one other caller who's calling in from Skype too. I'm guessing it's she's in England, or it might be Rose in the United States, or it might be Dawn. So let's take this one. Let's see.
Place your bet.
So
who's calling in from Skype?
It's me, Tim. It's Bhavna.
It is Bhavna in the UK. Maybe I'm going to be going to the UK because she's talking me into it. No, actually, I told Bhavna I might be going to the UK soon. So, do you think that song will work well in the UK? It's a little crazy, but what do you think?
London's a place to be crazy, so you'll fit right in.
Okay, perfect. I'm crazy. Okay, so here's Sharon and here's Bhavna, and I'm going to go on mute.
Hi, Sharon.
Hello.
Sharon. I wonder if you can help me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I go backwards, I go forwards, and I don't know. It's just like I'm on the hamster wheel that just keeps going round and round, and I just want to come off of it now.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I do feel confusion in your nervous system. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Actually, for you, can I do again a little bit of energy work, and then then we'll talk about it. Okay, super. So I'm going to do that, and once again, anybody else who's having any anxiety issues, or the monkey mind, as we say, going a little too strong in circles, it's a good time to tune in for the next few minutes. I'll be working on you guys. Okay, so I'm going to put myself on mute and breathing deeply, holding your breath for a few seconds to oxygenate the cells. And release. Here we go. All right. So how are you doing?
Sorry, say it again, Bhavna, because I just took you off mute.
Okay. How are you doing?
All throughout this call, my heart's been sort of going at like 100 miles an hour, so my heart just feels really like it's beating really fast. And now I just want to cry.
Good. I'm glad. There's a lot of trauma in your system that needs to be worked on, and it feels like you haven't had the right support to help you through that. And there's a bit of a reluctance to speak up about it. I'll say there's some shame in your system, guilt. And so that can keep you sitting in that loop, because on the one hand, you need to get this stuff off your chest and other parts of the body, and you are also afraid to say the wrong thing, there's a bit of fear of judgment, and again, speaking to the wrong people, and self-judgment. So it's understandable that there is that loop going on mentally. But this trauma goes back a long way with you. And it feels like there was an incident, whether it was in this life or a past life, but I suspect there has been in this life, incidents where you spoke up and it didn't go very well. And there's even feelings of alienation or perception of alienation. So there's a lot to work through, and you're also a very sensitive soul. So that, if you were listening in earlier on the mirror belt exercise that I mentioned, that's not a bad idea for you to practice that as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I mean, I don't want to say the bad news, but the challenging news is that you are sensitive, and therefore you can take on energy that isn't necessarily yours. But the good news is that you can also use that sensitivity to react and respond very well to positive energy going your way. So that's, it feels like you would actually respond fairly quickly to the right energy work, to the right stuff. But it just feels like, the environment you're in is a little bit toxic as well. So I'd want you to make a change of scenery if possible.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sorry?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, Bhavna, thank you for calling in.
Thanks, Tim.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, Sharon, you went a whole hour, so that's really good. Unless you want to take more callers, we usually end about an hour, or we could talk about other things. I just want to let people know your link is on my Facebook. People can contact you through Facebook. Also, I put your link here with your website. And when people usually work with you, you usually talk with them on Skype. You're obviously in other parts of the world from your clients, like I am.
Yes,
or how
I
do you
do a lot of traveling.
Okay.
So, if there are enough people in one part of the world, I'm happy to, fly down. But the majority of my clients I see through Skype, through phone, and so on, and obviously live when I'm around. And whether it be energy reading or energy healing or EFT or hypnotherapy or even tutorials on how people can develop their own intuitive or mediumistic or aura reading skills, or even tutoring them in how to channel energy effectively, because I'm a Reiki master as well, and what I do is I watch how people are actually channeling energy to make sure they're not channeling their own energy, but actually what is intended, the universal energy or the Reiki or whatever it is, whatever modality they're using. So, the website, there's a contact form as well. So people can also ask me questions there. If they want more information. I'm happy to be of help.
Cool.
And,
Great.
Yeah.
So cool. So I hope to someday go to your part of the world because I like warmer places. So
no kidding.
I would like to.
It's
and
an awesome place. You got to come to
Yeah.
Upper Egypt. You got to come to Luxor and Aswan, and it's gorgeous. Gorgeous country.
Wow. So are you close to pyramids?
I'm
no,
not
you're in
far from
Cairo.
pyramids,
So.
actually. Yeah. Just the other side of town.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm going to go there someday.
Yeah, I used to ride camels around the pyramids a lot, actually.
Cool. So cool deal. It's midnight in Japan, and I think it's much later. And I think Bhavna's calling in the. Oh no, that's the middle of the day in England right now. What time is it there where you're at now?
It is 5 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
5 in the afternoon. Yeah.
Okay, so have a good dinner, and we'll maybe get you on the show in the future. And I look forward to talking to you more. And I thank you so much for coming on. It was a great show.
My
and everyone knows how to.
Jam sometime too. I'm a singer and I write stuff too. So.
That's right. Cool. So I'm going to play, to end the show, I'm going to play that full song that I just played, and the name of the song originally was called Blame It on Julius Caesar, and then I wrote the chorus, and then I changed it to If You Can't Believe in Anyone, and then I decided to put them both together because it sounded funny, so if you can't believe in anyone, blame it on Julius Caesar. And then I decided to make it a little more positive, because also in the If You Can't Believe in Anyone, I say believe in yourself, so I just decided I'm going to call it now Believe in Yourself. What was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you something. Oh, should I ask her? Yeah, I should. Okay. So I'm not sure if I'm channeling this person or I was this person in my last life, but it came up actually when I was working with Karen Davidson, and she said, well, you could be that person or you could be just channeling them, or I don't know, but should I tell her the name? Yeah. So do you know much about Sir Francis Bacon?
Tasty last name? No, I don't know too much about him. I mean, I know of him, but I'm not a scholar.
Okay. So I'm either channeling him or I was him in a past life, and I'm trying to figure out. I ask whether it's channeling, and I get yes, and I ask whether it's remembering from a past life, and I get yes. So it's like I guess I can be channeling my previous. So
I'm actually sensing that you were him.
Yeah, I was. Okay. So I'm glad you could, because I asked a few other people. They said yeah, and then you're getting the same thing. So that's cool. So if I was him, that would explain why I wanted to be a songwriter all my life, because I wrote a lot of plays that I put under a false name, which people can look that up to see who I really was. But anyway, I was also the main translator. If I was him, I was the main translator of the King James Bible, and I was also one of the main founders of the Rosicrucians, which I feel I'm getting information of why we did the Rosicrucians and why it was actually to stop the Illuminati, and actually I feel that a need for that now coming back. So that's cool. I'm glad I got a second.
Yeah.
I got a second opinion from you. Karen Davidson says, well, you might be, but that's kind of it might be 2 or 3 people were him, so I don't know. Anyway, I was a walk-in. You know walk-ins?
Yeah.
So I was a walk-in in this life, and I get that I was a walk-out in that life, and I was a walk-in in the life before, in between him and now, and I was I was always a walk-in, a walk-out. I didn't like death. I didn't like birth either. I just walk in, I walk out. So he's faked his funeral, because he actually lived a lot longer than they think he lived, and he went under many different pen names. But anyway, that's a long story. It's late at night, but I'm glad. Maybe we'll talk about that another time. Cool.
Sure.
Cool. So, do you get in touch with your past lives? Have you tried to do that, or have you?
Oh yeah, well I do past life regression, and I've had that. I've had spontaneous recollections. I mean, we were talking about Egypt, for instance. I was at the Karnak Temple, which is in Luxor. It's huge place. And there's this road, this avenue of sphinxes, and it literally goes from Karnak Temple to Luxor Temple, a few kilometers away. And there was a gate that was locked, overlooking the 3 kilometers. And I was looking there, and all of a sudden I was seized with all this fear, and I literally heard the words, "The Romans are coming."
Wow.
And anyway, as coincidence would have it, there was this caretaker walking around in Karnak Temple and asked me if I wanted to be shown around. And that's how they make a few extra dollars. So I said, sure, why not? The first thing he does is he shows me these 2 statues on either side of the entrance of that avenue. And it's Ramses II and Nefertari. And the heads of those statues are cut off. Right? The statues are decapitated. And what did he say to me? He says, "This is what the Romans did when they came through here."
You were there.
Yeah.
Well,
rolling down memory lane, yeah.
Which is weird. When you started talking about it, I started getting dizzy. So that was weird.
There you go.
So cool. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to play the end of the song, and then I'll talk to you in the near future. Thanks so much. We loved having you. Talk to you again. Bye-bye. And I'm just going to let everyone know also, this is my 6th song on the CD, 13-song CD. If you pre-order it on the link that I have all over the place, you'll get these 6 songs plus the 6 or 7 more coming out once they're finished, and you'll get an autographed copy of the CD. We'll send you in the mail once it's all fully packaged. And you'll get 2 tickets to the show wherever we do the CD release party around the world. And that'll be a half-off ticket for 2 people, and you can sell it if you're not in the area that it's going to be in. Okay, so that's my little commercial, and this is the whole song, Believe in Yourself, otherwise known as If You Can't Believe in Anyone, Blame It on Julius Caesar. Okay, that's a long story.
You can blame it on Julius Caesar. You can call him Jesus Christ. You can give your life away, but then who the hell was crucified? Do you think you're a bodhisattva? Do you think you're a Buddha boy? Could you be something so much better if you stop negating what you can't destroy? If you can't believe in anyone, believe in yourself. You can choose to be happy without anyone else. Take a chance to breathe and let it out. If you want, call a Minnie Mouse. You can call it anything, but are you really separate now? Do you need those pearly gates? Must you keep your sacred cows to take away all your shame and blame that you know you can live without? You're better off. Please create an enemy. You can call him Lucifer, but we don't need your Christmas tree. can only free your mind from all those doomsday prophecies. You might see that there's still a chance to redirect your destiny. If you looked into your heart, forget about what you've been told. Could something else be possible if you didn't have to fit the mold? Will you tie me to a cross? Call me your new enemy. But what if I was really you and you were only fucking me? If you can't believe in anyone, believe in yourself. You can choose to be happy without anyone else. If you can't believe in anyone, believe in yourself. You can choose to be happy without anyone else. Take a chance to breathe and let it out. Oh, I don't know what we're talking about here. I think it's about something in your mind. You can blame it on Julius Caesar. You can call him Jesus Christ. You can worship anyone. But then what if he wasn't really